Greetings, Jellyspoons! Welcome back to another Monday Madness. I am in another attempt at Christmas cosplay. Can you tell I do not do many Christmassy characters? So this is Jack Frost, because, I mean, Father Christmas was in that movie, and he, you know, deals with frost and snow, so this is, about as Christmassy as I can get. Alright, so, once again, continuing with the festive December theme, I am going to be giving you another Christmassy themed video. But before we get into that, here is a word from my sponsor, Meek. If you would like to support Mauku's Noise and all the crazy things that they do and all the chaos that comes out of it, then you can join me on Patreon! Starting at just $3 a month, you can join in with the chaos. See behind the scenes things, look at what I'm doing before everybody else, and most importantly, see pictures of my dog, which is why most people are there. If you cannot commit to me on a monthly basis, which is completely understandable, I'm a very large commitment, then you can throw me support as and when you would like to on my Ko-fi page. My Ko-fi page is of course where you can also find my commission videos. I do personalised in-character commission videos, so you can get a personalised message sent to you, or for somebody else of your choosing, completely personalised and tailored to you, by either Mollymauk Tea Leaf, Lucien the Nonagon, Kingsley the Pirate Tea Leaf, Peter Pan direct from the Neverland, and of course Puck from A Midsummer Night's Dream. So if you would like to commission me, then please hop on over to my Ko-fi. If not, you can support me in a myriad of different ways, and if you cannot do anything like that just now, that is absolutely fine. Liking and commenting on this video and subscribing to the channel is absolutely fine as well. And don't forget, I also have an Instagram, a Twitter, and a TikTok page. Well, Jellyspoons, after all that, let's get into today's Monday Madness video. What is it all about, and what is the festive theme this week? Well, I shall tell you. So this week I decided to go a little bit more personal. Don't worry, I'm not going to be sharing some sort of crazy deep dive. I'm just going to be recommending you things based on my personal experience. No offense to my viewers from across the pond, this is going to be a very British take. I am not apologetic for this because I'm unapologetically British. But you may not have heard of some of the things I'm about to recommend to you in this video, but I recommend them to you nonetheless. So, what is this video about? Well, it is my recommendations of 5 things that you should definitely watch in the Christmas season, and that I am going to be watching in the next couple of weeks before the festive day of the 25th of December. We're going to start our list off at number 5. I'm going to be counting upwards, going towards the thing I think is the most important, and the thing I recommend you definitely watch every year at Christmas. I recommend you watch all 5 of these things. However, number 1 is, of course, the most important, to me at least. So starting off with number 5, and we're diving straight into the very British classics here. So number 5 on my things that you definitely should watch to celebrate the Christmas season is the pantomime. The main stories that I could find which are most often put into pantomime form this time of year at Christmas in the UK are Cinderella, Jack and the Beanstalk, Aladdin, and Dick Whittington. My personal preference and recommendation for watching a panto would be to go and see it live. However, we are living in Pandorama times, and some of us couldn't get to the theatre even if we wanted to anyway. And not to judge all Americans by the standard that my friends set, but when I said things to them like, "She's behind you!" they had absolutely no idea what they were supposed to say next. Regardless of where you live, if you are very confused, don't worry about it. There are pantomimes that you can watch on the internet. All of the classics are currently on YouTube, particularly from ITV, which is a UK channel where they filmed pantomime several years ago. They do have Dick Whittington, Cinderella, Aladdin, and I think Jack and the Beanstalk is still up there. I am planning to watch all of those in the next week because I have a few days off work while I'm working on my Secret 2022 project. But what can you expect from a pantomime if you've never seen one before? British people and anyone who has seen a pantomime, chuck your suggestions down in the comments below. I'm sure I'll miss a few things. What are the staples that you remember that make up the great, great pantomime? The first thing I will tell you about watching a pantomime is not to take it too seriously. None of the actors will be taking it particularly seriously, and in my experience, particularly in the final show on Christmas Eve, those actors just seem to be having the best time of their lives. So going there expecting to laugh and giggle and to get the very basic structure of the classic story that you've gone in to watch. For example, if you go to see Cinderella, you will meet Cinderella. She will meet the fairy godmother. She will have some evil stepsisters and an evil stepmother. She will go to the ball. She will meet the prince. Bad things will happen, and then at the end, everything will come good. The basic structure of the story will be there, however. It may not happen exactly as it happened in the original story, just bear that one in mind. Another thing you can expect to see in the Great British Pantomime is, and often for absolutely no reason at all relevant to the story, 2 people dressed in a horse costume. This is quite literal. It is a horse played by 2 people, one in the head and one of them in the arse. The person playing the arse of the horse will spend the entire time gripping onto the waist of the person playing the head of the horse, and their 2 pairs of legs will go clippity-cloppity, clippity-cloppity, and the horse will occasionally have a very sassy character as well. Think Maximus from Tangled if played by 2 people in a horse costume. Okay, but low-key, someone needs to make that as a D&D character, just saying. Other things to expect include a rousing song to stop everybody from being scared, in which a lot of the main cast of characters disappear in scary circumstances. one particular character chucking sweets at the audience with so much gusto that you're surprised it hasn't bonked a child on the head. And of course the hilarious classic sequence of somebody on stage not noticing something going on behind them and the entire audience pointing and shouting, "They're behind you," or "It's behind you," or "He's behind you," or "She's behind you." That person going, "Oh no they aren't," and then the audience goes, "Oh yes they are," "Oh no they're not," "Oh yes they are," etc, etc, the back and forth, and then they usually spot whatever it is going on behind them and gasp and look shocked, and the entire audience rolls around laughing. When you put it like that, it just sounds very weird. But I promise you, it's great fun. Try it. It's amazing. Other things to expect is that when the villain of the piece walks on, everyone will boo and hiss. This means literally going boo and hiss. Not 100% sure why we hiss, actually. Maybe it dates back to Adam and Eve and the snake or something. But yes, if you see the villain, do not forget to boo and to hiss. Equally, if you see a heroic character, such as when the main hero or heroine of the piece walks onto the stage for the first time, there will be rousing cheering and applauding, and oftentimes there will be cheering and applauding throughout the entire show. It's a very audience participation-y show. You do not go to the pantomime to watch in awed silence as you take in the breadth of the story. No, you go to the pantomime to join the fuck in. So there you have it, a list of things to expect when you watch a pantomime, and I recommend that you go do so. I'll chuck a bunch of recommendations down in the comments and in the description of this video, and here is one up here now too. Bing! But please don't watch that yet. Please watch the end of this video and then go back and watch that, okay? Thanks. Moving swiftly along then to number 4, the fourth thing that I, Marcus Noise, recommend that you watch this Christmas. Now this one should surprise absolutely nobody at all, given my usual gothic ensemble look. Well, I am a goth child down to the heart, which means that one of the things I recommend that you watch this Christmas, number 4 on my Christmas watch list, is The Nightmare Before Christmas. The Nightmare Before Christmas, of course, takes place at Christmas, and while their version of Christmas is going slightly badly wrong, in the end it comes good, and you get to meet wonderful characters like Santa as well. So it's got a very rousing bit of Christmas spirit going on. However, you also get to meet crazy otherworldly Halloween characters like Skeleton Jack the Pumpkin King, the 3 little trick-or-treat kids, and of course Mr. Oogie Boogie, who is both terrifying and hilarious in equal measure. I'm pretty sure we will all know what The Nightmare Before Christmas is, so I don't need to do a deep dive like I did into the British panto and tell you what to expect. I'm not going to spoil the story too much. All I will say is that Skeleton Jack is reigning supreme in the Halloween world. However, he feels like something is missing. He's been doing Halloween for so long and so well that he just needs something else. And so, on a spark of inspiration, he journeys forth out into the world, and he discovers the magic of Christmas and attempts to claim it for his own. However, this does backfire on him spectacularly. And of course there are amazing songs all the way through the show as well. Personal favourites are What's This?, the song Jack sings while he's looking around Christmas Town at all these strange things like snow that he's never seen before and presents and trees. And of course the intro number, which is This Is Halloween, which I'm sure we all know. This is Halloween, this is Halloween, pumpkins in the bottom. So, The Nightmare Before Christmas, highly recommend, watch it, number 4 on my Christmas viewing list. Continuing on then to number 3 on my top 5 things that you need to watch at Christmas. Number 3 is, again, very British. And I am not sorry. This is a show called The Goes Wrong Show. This amazing acting troupe got even more popular during lockdown because people were watching their videos and their vlogs and things. The first show of theirs that I ever saw was a show called Peter Pan Goes Wrong, which of course attracted me because it's Peter Pan and why wouldn't it? Absolutely hilarious. No spoilers because while the show is telling the story of Peter Pan, the real show that we're there to watch is how the cast's experience is going horribly, horribly wrong. All I will say to recommend that you watch that particular show, Peter Pan Goes Wrong, is collapsing bunk beds and Hercule Poirot. Again, another British staple, and if you don't know who that is, then you are missing out. However, especially for Christmas, The Goes Wrong Show have also done a Christmas Carol, and this is the Christmas Carol Goes Wrong, of course. So while a bit like the classic pantomimes, you go in and you do get the story of Ebenezer Scrooge and the 3 ghosts and Christmas and, you know, Tiny Tim and all this, everything around the actors is going wrong, and the way that they deal with it is absolutely the highlight of this fantastic, fantastic show. So watch any of the Goes Wrong shows, but particularly for Christmas, I recommend A Christmas Carol Goes Wrong. Moving on up to number 2. I'm swearing at you. Peace. God, I'm pansexual. Number 2 then on my recommendations list of things that you need to watch this Christmas season. And number 2 is actually very, very similar to my number 3 recommendation. Moving on from A Christmas Carol Goes Wrong, we are now coming to A Muppet Christmas Carol. Now, I am very, very biased when it comes to the Muppets because my love of puppets and puppetry knows absolutely no bounds. I work with puppets in one of my day jobs. It's one of my favourite things to do, to animate all these different characters in various different ways, and so whenever anything to do with puppets and puppetry comes on, I am there immediately, and the Muppets have always held a very special place in my heart because every single character is so alive and so real. You feel like they are real, and they are real characters. I firmly believe this. There are no strings, people. The reason we haven't seen any of their feet is the camera just never happens to pan down to this. Stop asking me about that, whatever. So I cannot recommend enough that you watch A Muppet's Christmas Carol this Christmas. If you cannot find a place to watch it or stream it online, please just buy the DVD. I really recommend it. It's an absolutely wonderful movie, and you can watch it every single year at Christmas. Make it your own tradition. Watch it like me. I'll be watching it in the next couple of weeks. We get to see Kermit and Miss Piggy, a wonderful cast of characters who we'll recognise, and of course it also has Michael Caine, the Michael Caine, playing Ebenezer Scrooge. You know those questions that you get on the internet sometimes where someone's asking, if you could replace every character in a movie and leave one person as a human and everyone else was Muppets, what would you do with them? And the best answer I've ever seen was to replace every character in Harry Potter with Muppets and leave Professor Snape as the only one who's a human. The Muppets Christmas Carol is almost as close to that as I have ever seen a movie get, with the exception of Labyrinth. So most of the characters in this are played by Muppets, except for a few human characters scattered here and there. The most prominent human character, though, is Ebenezer Scrooge, and he is predominantly just surrounded by Muppets. It's an absolute delight. So the Muppets Christmas Carol takes pride of place at number 2 on my Christmas what to watch recommendations list. And now, Jellyspoons, we move on to number 1. Number 1. When I say that my number 1 choice for what you should all watch at least once over the Christmas season is niche, I mean it. I'm not just saying this to be pretentious. This is a very niche choice. I have very rarely met anyone else who has seen or heard of this, and when I do, we hang on to each other for dear life because it's such a joyous memory for all of us. It doesn't even have an entry on Wikipedia. Now, this is a very special movie to me. I have watched it every single year at Christmas, and when they stopped airing it on the TV, I bought the DVD so I could continue to watch it. This movie first aired as a BBC TV special in the year 2001. 2011, 2021. What? Yeah, 2001, 2010, 2021. That was not 20 years ago. No. What? Fuck. I remember that. I've been watching this for 20 years. Have I been watching this movie for 20 years? Holy fuck. Have I been watching this for 20 years? Have I got a tradition? Am I... What? Holy shit. This movie is called Second Star to the Left. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, having seen my many videos about Peter Pan and complaining about the star. This has absolutely nothing to do with Peter Pan, therefore I have no issues with this whatsoever. This absolutely fantastic movie is not only a Christmas, wonderful, happy, warm, fuzzy feeling inside joy, but it's also very well done. Not only are these animal characters charming and sweet, but they are also voiced by people you may well recognise. Archie the Rabbit is voiced by Hugh Laurie. Duke the Guinea Pig is voiced by none other than the guy who played Arthur Weasley in the Harry Potter movies, Mark Williams. And the absolute treat, Babs the Hamster, is voiced by Barbara Windsor. It's not a very long film, so don't worry about setting aside lots of time for it. I think it runs at about 30 to 45 minutes. It's beautifully animated, the voice actors are amazing, and it has a really sweet and wholesome ending. And it has an absolutely gorgeous theme song called You Can Be a Hero. I'll post a link to that here, and I'll put it in the description as well. That song is a complete echo of my Christmas childhood. It always makes me smile and feel ridiculously nostalgic. So this Christmas, start your new tradition of watching the warm, fuzzy, family-friendly adventure of 3 travelling animal companions, the rabbit, the guinea pig, and the hamster, in Second Star to the Left. Alright, Jellyspoons, so that was it. That was my top 5 recommendations of things I think you should watch this Christmas time. Let me know down in the comments below, what are you watching this Christmas? Do you have any traditions, whether you're celebrating Christmas, winter, Hanukkah, whatever you're celebrating? Do you watch any of the things I recommended? And what do you recommend? Do you have any traditional things that you always watch? Or traditional things you always do every single year at Christmas? Whatever you're celebrating, let me know it down in the comments below. Well then, Jellyspoons, that concludes this video. Today was the second Christmassy festive video that I have made, and next week on the Monday 22nd, I think, I will be back with my final festive video right before Christmas. Snow, a little sneak preview for you for... Snow. It's Christmas, yes, Snow, a little sneak preview for you of next week's video, which is going to be about what I think each character from Critical Role, just the main characters from each campaign, otherwise I'd go insane doing all the NPCs, so anyone from Vox Machina, anyone from the Mighty Nine, yes, that includes Essek and Kingsley, and what I think anyone from insert name of trouble / lucky new group in Critical Role Campaign 3 would get you for Christmas. I don't think I'm going to be able to do them all, so I think I'm going to have to pull names out of a hat and, well, try my luck at guessing what I think all of them will get you. So, sneak peek of next week's video, stay tuned for that one. Alright, my wonderful Jellyspoons, have a wonderful Christmassy week. I will see you next time, right before Christmas. Let me know what you're up to down in the comments below, and I will see you very, very soon. Tally-ho! This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Halloween. How have I been watching this movie for 20 years? Holy fuck.